Oh, I've never done one of these before. So we're live streaming for the first time in the morning. We got some stuff to do. Hopefully the power does not go out. Probably should have washed my face before I got on here. Yeah, I'll be fine. First things first, I'll let y'all get in here. I'm going to go ahead and take this mount off. He looks absolutely amazing. So, we need to take this guy off, put on a hanger, hang him up, get the fleshing board on, and then we can start fleshing this dough. Luckily, all the drills are right here. What's up, Aunt Sandy, Country Boy for Life, Evan. Hello, everyone. Let's get to business. I woke up a little bit late. I could have started streaming like 40 minutes ago, but my dad actually, because our church was out because of the snow, my dad got to record a sermon. So I was watching that. So that was pretty cool. And I commented on there just to be like funny. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. My dad is in 2 places at once. He's in my living room and preaching a sermon live. And I didn't know it, but for the 500 people who are watching the sermon, literally the comment showed right here. So I kind of feel like an idiot now. Hey, you have power there. That's my dad. Welcome to the herd. Buck and Bass Outdoors. That's awesome. He was in my living room also. Yeah, I saw you in the chat, Aunt Sandy. Apparently Nina doesn't have power. She's watching from her phone. I'll get that here in a second. This thing is gonna come flying off, so. There we go. Okay. Where'd I put that McKinsey hanger? Is it in one of my pockets? Where did I put it? What in the world? So I'll just hold in like this. Braden Peevler, message retracted. What? We'll turn it back on. Did you get any snow, NBA? Dad, come on. Stop being a weirdo. Did someone hack into my dad's account or something? Or is that... I think that's him. Oh, I did put it in my pocket. Okay. We had a 1/2 snow ice, 2 inches of salt. Holy. We had like, I'd say 5 to 7 inches of snow probably. And it froze over. So yesterday we had like the most fun we've ever had in a snowstorm. We got our golf cart out and put a table on the back, and my dad was just running me and Maggie just on the golf cart, just driving around the whole neighborhood and just dragging us behind on this table. It was absolutely insane. All right, now this is probably one of the hardest parts about taxidermy is putting the back screws in a fully finished deer head, because it's kind of scary. Oh my gosh, Dad. Wow, sounds fun. Well, we can't see. Can y'all not see the stream or something? Can y'all not see me? So this is what I usually do, this right here. I kind of just lean the deer head up on a chair and try not to like put any of the hair to where it's like bending up to where it's all just in the natural flow state, if you know what I'm saying. This right here is a scar that this guy had. It looks pretty crazy. I painted it just a little so that it wouldn't look like dried jerky, you know. So now we're going to put the back in this guy here. I'm actually going to lower y'all because I can do that because I'm actually cool and have a super awesome tripod. Good morning, everyone. Never lived on a Sunday. Don't know how this is going to turn out. Enjoy. I hope before you got on here you watched some sort of sermon or hopefully there's people at church. I don't know if anyone's at church though. I'm pretty sure like all of the United States got the snow. That looks good. Now we'll line that up. That's pretty daggum straight. Where I live, they barely got any snow. That's kind of sad. Dude, it's crazy. It snowed and then froze. So now it's like max ice, dude. Max prestige ice outside. We've already had like 5 tree limbs fall off of trees because there's like just 100 pounds is what? Like just tons of ice. Just tons of ice on these trees. So my grandma in Florida got snow. We got no snow. Where do you live? How did you get no snow? All right, we're going to hang him up on... Oh, there's the screw. I found it. I love these G2 taxidermy mounts, the forms, because of that right there, that wood back. Looks so good, man. Where do I want this guy to hang? Because I'm not sure that I'm going to get, not sure Boone's going to get him for a while. Where could I put him? I guess I can put him up there. Where's that hanger at? Oh, it's too far low. There we go. I guess he can sit right there. How's that look? I think that looks pretty good. I wish he was facing the other way, though. Golly, it looks good, though. Holy. Look at that. It's a mega boss deer. Backroid? What? What? That's a herd. I'm gonna take this guy down. I actually want to hang this guy up somewhere. I'm not sure where though. I kind of want to do it in the garage. This deer I mounted back in the day. No, I'm playing. I didn't mount this one. Are these your deer? So this top one I mounted, and then this one over here I mounted up on the corner there. But this down here is my Grampy's deer. So the bottom two, I didn't mount. The top two, I did. Is that on the hanger? Yeah, perfect. Okay, now we can... So these are the things that I put in the back of the mount. Where do I live? South Central KY. I don't know what that's called, but it goes in my stand thing. So this slides in. I guess I need to learn what this stand thing is called. But yeah, you slide it in like that, and you can put this on so many things. So soon, of course, you know, I only had 4 deer heads this year. Next year, I'm probably going to have a lot more. So I'm probably going to have to order a couple of these and hang them in the wall so I can take it off and stick it on the wall, pull it down to paint. Yes, stand thing. I like that. So this is the stand thing. Country boy for life. That's good. Glad your dad is feeling better. Ooh, look at that right there. All right. Let's see. Here, I actually need the stand back over here. What am I going to mount next? So, today on the agenda, we're getting out the fleshing board. This is the part y'all never see. This is what happens before the live streams. And today we are going to be fleshing a doe hide, which is the next animal we are going to be mounting. We're going to be mounting a doe. Okay. Oh my gosh. Feet. Y'all. What is wrong with you? Please keep your shoes tied. Oh my gosh. So I tried a new method on this this doe that my taxidermy guy taught me. He let me know about it. I thought I was doing his method, but I was actually doing his method, but just a little bit changed. So here is what a deer hide looks like. Pop bought that for you so long ago. I think he did. He did buy that, I'm pretty sure. I need to get all the salt off of it before I put this on. But this is what a deer hide looks like before it's fleshed. So this is washed. This is frozen. This is what it comes off the head looking like. And this is a doe. Even on does, you have to make that incision right there. Just the way deer heads work. There's a couple of tiny holes in here. I'm probably just going to have to sew ones that are right here. And ones that are on the chin. But all the other ones I'm probably just going to leave because her fur is like this long. It's crazy. So it's the paint towel. There's so many just towels I ruin. And hold on, I got to show y'all one of these. Look at this towel. I'm not sure if it's reusable or not, but might have to try and wash it and get it working again. I don't know. But that one's bad. I just take the old towels that my parents don't want. I think that one was actually one of our nice towels, and or actually no, that was the one that we wrapped up the chicken that sadly passed away. So I just used that to let the hide just drip on, stuff like that. I didn't use it to wash off anything because it had, dead chicken remains on it. That'd be disgusting. But yeah, that's how it got like that. Hide, water from the hide and Liquitan just fell on that and just shriveled it up, basically. So here's our hide. What I did with this, guys, unfroze it yesterday. See, look how long that hair is. Super long hair. Super thick hair. No slippage. Beautiful. So what I did yesterday was I thawed this hide and then overnight had it sitting in salt. And what that does is it sets the hide, sets the fur in place. And you should have seen, there was like probably 4 ounces of bloody water that came off of this doe. So it gets all the blood out of the hide. It opens up all the pores and stuff, I guess. I need to learn all these terms. I think I'm talking sense. Basically, yeah, that's what it does. I'm trying to figure out where my broadhead went in. I think it's right here. You can see a ton of cuts in like the meat and stuff from where my broadhead just sat in there and just chopped stuff. I'm hoping that I think I cut her long enough to fit on that form. If not, I do have extra hide, so. Are you really 16? Indeed. Hit that like button, y'all. Dang, we already got 140 viewers. Happy Sunday, everyone. I hope everyone's safe. Hope everyone's got power. Me and my dad were dying laughing because it was Friday evening. And we were just watching people hit rush hour. We were just like laughing because we absolutely got stocked up like Tuesday or Wednesday. Like 5 days before this was even going to happen. So we have absolute tons of gas cans ready for the generator. We got tons of food, milk and bread for the milk sandwiches, all that crazy stuff. But we were just dying laughing because everyone was hitting rush hour and there were people just not obeying traffic laws and stuff, just pulling out in front of us. It was crazy. So this doe's neck is actually so thin that she won't fully... Oh, never mind. There we go. Let's see. She won't fully fit on this form. Okay. So salted her overnight, took her upstairs, washed her in Dawn soap. So once it's frozen, that kills, any ticks on or any bugs because it's in the freezer. Pulled her out, thawed her, got that salt in there. That's breaking down all that bad stuff in there. Pulling out blood, setting the hide. Then washing it in Dawn soap with cold water. That's going to pull off bacteria and such. Now, I wanted to see how well... that doesn't work the best. Yeah, no. So how I'm currently fleshing my hides, most everyone I used a rifle. Sorry, not a rifle. You said rifle. Yo, what's up, NBA from Oak Ridge's channel? What's up? I used a bow, not a rifle. On this doe. It's actually the video I posted yesterday. So I'm actually going to need to get y'all like over here. And you can view what I'm working on here. So I have this blade here. It's an Alaskan Ulu knife is what I learned it's called. And it is great for fleshing. I use it on the side where that has a bend so that I'm not just cutting straight. Because if you cut straight, this thing is so sharp, it will cut the hide. But what I do is I just work it down like this right here. And as you can see, it does a very, very good job getting all that fat off there. I'm just going to pull that skin tight. Just look at that. And this is all, you know, this isn't like rotten meat, you know. This is frozen. This is just like, this is salted meat. A lot of people ask me, you know, do the hides stink? You know, all this meat, is it like horrible? No. I could feed that to my dog and she'd be very happy. Like, and I wouldn't have to worry. Like, this is not a rotten hide. This is a very good hide. Very well kept. Most taxidermists keep their hides very well preserved, just smelling good. I mean, because I'm not going to want to sit down here and flesh a smelly hide, you know? You can see there's... See what I mean? You can cut into the fur very easily. Okay, so that is skin. This is just a pink hide, I guess. Usually you want them to be blue. Sometimes they're a little bit purplish. I think a green hide means fresh and well kept. Bluish, well, actually, I don't know. I think this is actually the right color. Once I get it fully fleshed, it should be our wanted color.
Come here.
No, bro. No, bro. That's rancid. Golly, chat is wild sometimes, bro. How did I not see that? That's rancid.
Martin, change the
I got you. I got you. What that? Is that good? Golly. Chat is rancid sometimes. What's hard for me to do with this is this little bit of red right here. You know, that's like not even a centimeter. A centimeter? Holy, even a centimeter of just flesh. I think that might actually be real skin. I'm not sure. But we just got to work on this bad boy slow. Slow and steady is going to win the race. Always does on these hides. I'm just going to grab this fat here and just slowly pull as I work. And because this is, you know, freshly washed, it's making it a lot easier, but you need to salt it before. Because if it's not, when the water gets on the skin, bacteria is going to start growing. Whenever I'm pushing my finger on whenever I'm touching the skin, that's bacteria is growing because it's getting warmer, you know. So yeah, this is an Alaskan ulu knife. Pretty cool. I want to get like an absolute 100% real one. Yeah, it's not even a millimeter. Like the smallest, it's like a grain of sand thick right here. And I can pull it off for y'all and show y'all what, I mean, it's barely thick. Like, it's the thinnest thing. It's just, and that's what's annoying about using this. But to get all these big chunks off, super easy with the knife. And then once you get on a spree with this knife, once you get the hang of it, it's just like insane the damage you can do. In fact, I'm going to wipe it off just to make sure that we're getting 100%. The best we can get. I haven't sharpened this thing the whole time I've ever used it, so Ross says gloves. I might actually, yeah. I'm going to put on gloves. That'll help me hold the hide. I'm actually just going to put on one. I'm just going to put one on my left hand to hold the hide. Because, I mean, this thing is so sharp. If I was to cut my hand with a glove on, it's going straight through the glove, let me tell you. So you just got to be careful with it. I've never cut myself with this. It's very easy to use. A lot of people, apparently, you can actually use it like that right there. Holy cow, have I been using this knife wrong? Holy fleshing knife. Absolute insane work. What? All right, let's try it on this side. Yo! I hope there's not I think they're called Inuits or whoever it's, you know, like, I think it's actually the Eskimos. I think that's what they call the Eskimos. But I hope there's, you know, not one of those actually, like, one of the people who are from, like, are actually indigenous who saw me using this like this, if this is the proper way to use it. Because I'm going to feel very sorry. I'm just some country boy from Kentucky trying to flesh a deer. I don't know the proper way to use this knife. Oh, man. That's insane. Yo, that's peak. Golly, it's so hard to flesh these hides sometimes with this thing. It's just like, there's barely a layer of meat right there. That's where the fleshing wheel comes in handy. And of course, a razor is needed on all this lower stuff here, which is the best way to get all that off. I'm going to leave that on there. Yeah, that's a part of the brisket, I think. Of course, that is the brisket right here, so this is like one of the hardest spots. Okay, we need that tight on here. Oh my gosh, it just cuts straight through the skin sometimes. Because I'm... And honestly, I might have skinned this out just so well that we're going to get like nothing off the hide. But you want to get as much as you can and or everything. Usual taxidermists get everything. Sometimes I can only get as much as I can. You don't want bugs. Of course, that's why salting helps. Helps break down everything, and then you can really get in here. But also, if a deer is mounted right, I mean, it's going to be really hard to get bugs in it, especially if you keep it, if you care for it the right way, you know. So right here, I'm on a roll, and I'm just barely getting that layer of skin off. Holding the hide tight also helps a lot. I need some music down here. I tell you what. I need to get like a no copyright playlist going. Screen record it, have it on my phone so it doesn't have any ads or something. Have some like 5 lo-fi songs that repeat that I can just have behind me while I'm doing this. I think that'd be pretty smart. Because I know the only reason that y'all stay here through the silence is because of the chat. That's really what's good. Y'all like conversating in there. Oh, lights flickered. Actually, I'm gonna cut that off.
Martin,
What?
switch your Wi-Fi off.
Why?
The power just flicked out. It's back on now, but
Did something happen to the stream?
I don't know. I just turned off on the TV.
Well, I have my LTE on, so that should.
Okay.
Here, I'll just turn off Wi-Fi just in case stream goes down. Because the power may go out, so I just want to make sure that y'all are seeing this, and that it actually looks good. It isn't in like, not 4K like it should be. Whitetail doe for taxidermy, Maul. Like Darth Maul? Alright, we're just going to keep working down here. Slowly but surely. Get as much as we can off the side. And of course, I have a fleshing knife. I need to sharpen it up, and I need to figure out the secret behind it, because it just does not work as well as the other. It works well pushing all that water out, though, let me tell you. But to all the taxidermists I've talked to, they've said they just use a knife, like a sharp knife, like what I'm doing. Okay, so you can kind of see the bluish skin right here. So we need this over here to look like this. So yeah, there's a thin layer of meat that we're still going to have to get off on that side. Where'd I put that? Okay. I'm just going to stick this down there. Okay, let's... I love this thing too because it makes me feel like I'm a chef or something. A master chef. Explain the process free salt flesh. Yeah, I got you. Okay, so what I did, I skinned this off the doe. This is a whitetail doe, and I'm going to be mounting her. So I skinned this off the doe, and then immediately we're going in the freezer. Okay? You want this hide to get cold. You don't want to flesh it before you freeze it. You need this hide in the freezer preserving. Then you're going to take it out, let it thaw. Once it's thawed, and you can move everything. And make sure it's still cold. Don't let it thaw for a day and then come down. Your hair is going to start slipping once it thaws. So once it's thawed enough, I had this to where the face was still kind of frozen. I just moved it to where I could get the salt in. And then, Martin, read the chat. Ross is talking to you. I know. That's what I'm saying right now. Never tried it. Is it tasty? This probably is not tasty, but deer itself, ooh, is good. It's good, let me tell you. So, skin this off the doe, throw it in the freezer. Once I'm ready, I take it out of the freezer, let it thaw, and it'll still be, kind of frozen when I put the salt on. I don't let it get warm. It's not frozen. It's just cold. It's really cold. So, the face last night, it was kind of still shrunk up, and so I just used my, strength and just pulled that open to where I could get salt and everything. I lathered this thing in salt. Deer burgers? Ooh. Yeah, dude. No, I also mount bucks back here. That guy's the most recent. Ooh, he looks good. So, once the salt is on, I leave that overnight. So, what I do is I set this to thaw it in the morning, and in the evening I come down, shove the salt on. Up in the ears, you have to... Right here, this is the ear. This is the bottom of the ear. Of course, I don't skin that out pre-salt. So what I do is just rub a ton of salt on the outside. And as you can see, no slippage whatsoever. And I also throw a ton of salt inside the ear too. And once it actually is you know, fully fleshed and stuff, I'll throw some borax in there to just make sure that's fully tanned and such. Or I might use tanning solution on it. But after it's salted, I come back the next morning. We've got Martin up on the screen and Ross on another. Amen, brother. Once I got this bad boy fully salted, I come back in the morning. So I leave it overnight. So that's probably, I'd say 9 hours of salting. Oh, bless me. The salt is going to set the fur in place. It's going to open up all the pores. It's going to open up the skin. And it's going to pull out a ton of blood that was in this hide. There was, probably 5 ounces of blood that was in the container that I left this guy to salt in. And I always leave the container on an angle so all that blood goes down to here and the hide stays dry out of that blood, because you're trying to get the blood out of the hide. After that, after you've let it salted it, you bring it. I bring mine upstairs. I don't have a sink down here, so I did the dishes this morning so that my dad will let me use the sink. And of course, this deer is clean. So what I did, I put her in the sink, wash all the salt off of her, and then wash her with Dawn soap. Make sure you get all the Dawn soap off, though. If you leave it on the fur, it might switch the pH levels or something. And is the doe's name Clarice? It might switch the pH levels, and that will cause fur to slip. So that salt is setting the fur in place, but make sure you wash all the Dawn soap off. And honestly, you don't even have to use Dawn soap, more than likely, but I like to use it because it helps it smell good and it cleans it, you know. Gets all the grease off. Because there's fat on these deer. They're just like, they're not, they're an animal, you know. They're not like a raccoon who's super duper fatty. But, they're an animal. They got fat and stuff, so. Like right there, that is perfect. That is a beautiful. It's almost about as good as it gets right there. Especially with this knife. Dang, that's looking good. On each of these, each deer is a new learning experience. And on each one of these deer, I get better and better. I'm seeing some blue down there. That's good looking. And I gotta watch out because this thing literally will cut through the hide. You see, I got a little tiny hole up there. Luckily, this deer's fur is super long, but just gotta watch out for that. I don't know. Skinning a doe might be harder than skinning a buck. Buck's skin is super thick. Does might be the same, but I feel like I put more holes in the two does that I've caped out than the 7 bucks I've done. 7 bucks I've caped. So I need Oak Ridge in here to confirm that. This is all stuff they teach at taxidermy school, but luckily for me, I didn't have to go to taxidermy school to learn all this. I got taught this by a local taxidermist. At some point, I'm probably going to take a couple days, and I've been doing it here recently. I'm going to take a couple days to learn all the terminology, learn which pH levels mean you have a tan hide, all that stuff. Right now, doing what I'm doing, it works, and it's apparently the exact method a pro taxidermist uses that taught me. So, just gonna stick with what I'm doing. Of course, there could be better ways to do this, you know. David Kozlovsky, of course I remember you. You were here when I mounted this deer, I believe. You were here for this deer up here. Yes, sir. Jake says, Ross, what is that profile picture? Agreed, man. He's literally had like 14 years to change his profile picture, but it's still that photo. It's an OG. Oh, man, that is what you want to see right there. That's a clean cut. It's a clean flesh, should I say. Do that all I want. Get off just a little bit more of that fat or extra skin that's on there. Pull them hairs out of that. All these are tiny holes though. When I say cut more holes in these doe pelts than bucks, they're like tiny holes. Just because the skin is thinner. Tanning comes after fleshing. Oh yeah, did I get to that? My bad. Corey Sneed, what's up? Yeah, we got tons of ice and snow. I wanted to do this outside in the snow, and it probably would have got a ton of views, but it is so cold in taxidermy, you got to be able to work your hands. So yeah, sorry, where was I? So came out of the freezer. So you cape the deer hide, throw it in the freezer, pull it out, salt it overnight. Next morning, wash it in Dawn soap, let it dry for just a little. I use a towel to dry it. Then we come to the fleshing. Fleshing, you got to get everything off. You got to get all of this excess meat and fat on here. You got to get all that off. You don't want bugs in a hide. You don't want hair to start slipping. And then up here, you got to turn out the ears. You can literally turn anything's ears inside out. I think it would be hilarious to see what my ear would look like turned inside out. Because the deer, it looks hilarious. I'll show y'all here shortly. If you watch till the end of the stream, we'll be turning out these ears. You got to turn out the nose. You can turn out the nose down to the nose pad. It's crazy. So make sure you're seeing the nose pad when you turn out the nose. You got to thin out the lips and the eyes. So you got a lot to do. Of course, there's extra meat on the eyebrows and like where the whiskers would be. So I love how I'm pointing to like where it would be on a human. It's crazy. So flesh it all off, and then after you fleshed it, go ahead and tan that bad boy. I use liquid tan. So apparently I have this absolute unlocked secret using liquid tan. A lot of people, I don't pickle my hides. Well, I pickle them with the salt, but a lot of people mix in the tanning solution, acid and stuff, leave their hide in there for days. This stuff apparently permanently tans any hide it's on. You don't have to pickle it and stuff. It says it permanently tans it. I haven't had a problem with it, nor has the taxidermist who taught me. He has not had a problem with it. Yeah, you just put that on. It's kind of like the orange bottle that you put on, raccoon hides and stuff and coyote hides. It just sets it in place, and it's unlike the orange bottle. It doesn't dry hard. This stuff keeps it soft, so you can mount it, and then it hardens with the glue on the mount. So after it's fleshed, which I haven't tried this yet, but I'm trying it on this doe. After you've fleshed it, tanned it and stuff, once you wash it again to just get it pliable, and you got to let that tanning solution, you got to get in all the cracks and crevices all over this thing. Let it dry for 2+ hours at least. At least 2 hours. I would do 3 just to be safe. Then wash it again just to get it pliable. Use a little bit of this shampoo right here. I don't know why this shampoo. This is the shampoo that the guy who taught me uses. Now, I have not tried that step yet, but apparently it works for him. That is going to wash the hide again, and it's going to make this fur basically shine like it's actually living. So, what's your favorite YouTuber besides you? Probably Ross Anglin, I gotta say. Who do I watch the most on YouTube? We're talking taxidermists. Definitely Oak Ridge Taxidermy or Cedar Ridge Chronicles. But if we're talking actual YouTuber, 100% Seek One. My dad thinks it's so stupid and ridiculous. Whenever they drop a video, I'm literally on the edge of my seat like, we gotta watch the video. We gotta watch the video. It'll be 5 hours long. I stick it on the TV. I don't care how late it is. We're finishing that video. I'm absolutely obsessed. Second place, definitely Hunting Public. I like their stuff. I like how they're down to earth. I like how Seek One is too, but Seek One they shoot giant deer. Like massive. I love how Hunting Public shoots deer. Public land, and it's just like, it's not like crazy B-roll-y stuff. It's just like getting down to the business. Shot this nice 8. Here's how I did it. Seek One, it's like crazy 50-pointer in downtown Chicago. That's the stuff that gets your, gets you on the edge of your seat and stuff. But I like both equally. I think Seek one more just because, I don't know, Lee is a character. And Hunting Public, they have a ton of people on there. Lee, I feel like everyone just watches Seek one for Lee. Some of the other guys, they just don't even care. Like, Drew will be in one of the videos, they'll post it, and it will get like 50 views. And then Lee's in one, immediately that banger has, 500 trillion views. I like Kendall. Kendall's cool. He's the older dude. And then Drew, he's kind of the guy who made Seek 1 because he was all about getting like merchandise, running, actually making it a brand, which I think that is super cool too. Oh, I've unlocked the secrets with this knife. It's fire. I don't want to read chat too much. I'm just go to MBA Outdoors for merch like this hoodie. Like his hoodie and hat. Yeah, you can get the hat on NBA Outdoor. I mean, the shirt. I mean, the hoodie. Oh, my gosh. I'm trying to tell you that this does not come on the hoodie. This is just my work hoodie. Fire design on the back. That's me with Big 10. Hats are not up yet, though, but stay tuned. This upcoming spring and summer, we are going to be launching a whole new merchandise line, I'm pretty sure. It's going to be crazy. Trying to figure out how to actually get you guys these hats with patches and stuff. You like Kendall Gray? Of course. I've been watching him since, like, I'm not even kidding, 2019, maybe 2020. I mean, it's been 6 years. I remember the first video we watched, me and my dad, he had just bought this piece of property, and we were, like, having tons of fun on it. And we were trying to figure out how to trap raccoons. And this was 100% 2020, I think, is when we bought the property. Land of Giants. 2020, right? Yeah. So I've been watching Kendall Gray for a solid 6 years, I'd say. Maisie, welcome to the herd. Thanks for subbing. It's so good. It's so good. When we get stinking memberships, it's definitely the herd. It's fire. That is so fire. Welcome to the herd. I get like cow sounds and stuff. I don't know. Or like absolute deer running through the woods like a bison stampede when someone joins memberships. Look at this right here. This looks super good for a knife flesh. I'm going to refine this up here more. Right now I'm just working down here. So I mean, that's basically just the skin. If not, it might just be the skin. So. Ooh. I want to do taxidermy when I get older. Do it when you're young. It's the way to really learn how to do it. Because as you get older, to even learn taxidermy, you're going to have to go to college or something. The guy who taught me, he was looking for a young man, not some random dude in his, 20s or 30s to teach taxidermy. He was looking for a young man to teach taxidermy. It's like spreading on the wisdom to the younger generation almost. Golly, this thing is working its magic right now. I have it on the side where the blade does that, so that it sits on the skin. It's not straight. It's a curved edge. This side is straight. You can see it if you look on it, just straight on. This side is just straight. This has a little curve at the end. MBA stands for Martin Bravery Anglin. That's my initials, but also guy on a buffalo. That would be fire. That's genius. For like $100 donation, it plays the Guy on a Buffalo song. Holy, that'd be amazing. But this allows it to like sit on the hide at the angle I'm doing. It's not just cutting straight. From this angle, it's basically cutting like this. So it's cutting like this from this angle, which is fire. And it's just allowing me to just cut through. Oh my gosh, that is so satisfying. It's allowing me to get all that off without putting any holes in the hides. Of course, I'm holding it tight so that it really gets through there. Comes to the end there, and then cut it off just like that. Ooh, man. And I'll come back with a little razor and trim around all the edges. Okay, so this right here, this pink right here is a tiny layer of skin. I just figured that out. Tiny layer of meat. So we're gonna get as much as we can off. Literally doing that right there, and I just, oh my gosh, it's not even like the smallest. It's not even the smallest measurement you could make. I mean, it's literally such a thin layer. A grain of sand is more thicker. But that right there is working good. Golly, that is just running through that hide, man. Running through all that fat and stuff that's on here. I mean, you want to aim to get just all the big chunks off. That's what I do on raccoon pelts and such. I get all the fat off and then as much meat off as I can. And with the Liquitan stuff, literally I've left like a thin layer of meat on some areas of a raccoon face. And when I worked it, I just get that off after it's dried. And it's so crazy to me. And it works. It works great. Now, would I do that on a deer? No, because, well, it's someone else's product. On raccoons, it's just like, I'm not selling them for anything. Doing it for fun, so. Like this raccoon up here. This guy, I mean, look. There's still a lot of, stuff that was on there. And is the hair slipping? No, literally one hair. I think that was a dust bunny. That was a dust bunny. I mean, and yeah, it's super hard right there. Like, that will not bend. But it's just like, when you're doing something for yourself and it's like, you have to skin everything off and flesh everything off. It's like, man, am I really going to have 5 hours to hand flesh a raccoon just so I can hang it on my wall? And maybe my dog eats it a year later, But on a deer, especially because, of course, this doe is for me. So I could literally leave all this meat on it and tan it if I wanted. Would it ruin? More than likely, yes. But because I do taxidermy for other people, yes, I get everything off. And nothing is ever perfect, but you can get super close on these hides. Golly, the amount of water that is coming out right here. Guess I didn't dry that the best. Luckily, I got a towel down there. We have 300 viewers. I guess I need to flesh hides more. I guess y'all like seeing this. I'm just doing my thing, not reading chat so I can just get the work done. Hope y'all are having fun in chat. Hope you're having fun listening to me rant about taxidermy. Hope you're learning something. So after this, we're just going to work around the bottom of the hide like we're doing right now, fleshing all this off. And of course, I'm like super, OCD helps so much in taxidermy. It can be the best thing that ever happened to you or the downfall. Like, you might be trying to make deer eyes match for 5 years. And that would be a downfall because, man, at the end of the day, no one's looking except for a pro. And is your stuff pro yet? Probably not. So unless you're a pro, don't be overly super duper picky about it. But this just, like, if there's anything left on this, I'm going to, like, have a heart attack because I'm not getting it off, you know? So it's creativity, OCD, hard work, and patience. There's a lot of things. Those are some of the key things to being a good taxidermist, I think. Just in my book. Okay, we got a little hole here that I just cut. I think that was actually already there. That might be from my broadhead. My broadhead sat up in this doe and just cut everything. Cut her esophagus in half. Took out both lungs. Maybe even clipped a bit of her heart. But sounds gruesome, but man, this doe was out on her feet more than likely once my arrow hit. And I wanted to put them broadheads to the test, man. Everyone was saying either the Rage was super good or the Rage Expendables just were dookie. So I took literally this far away of a quartering shot, put it right behind her shoulder. It went in one lung at least, and just, it didn't go all the way through her, which honestly it probably would have if I wouldn't have been mounting this doe, but I feel like the Lord was protecting me from having to sew up a giant hole because that broadhead sat in her as she ran and just cut things. It sounds awful, but we're always trying to figure out a better way, more humane, more effective way to kill these animals. And not kill, harvest. Because who wants to kill an animal just for fun, man? Like, it's sad to see these deer go. Whenever I draw my bow back on a deer, I mean, I take a deep breath in. I'm like, I'm about to take something's life, you know? And so, using everything we can on this doe, caped her out, got the rest of her hide in the freezer, took all the meat, did some of it ourselves, and then took some to the processor to make deer sticks and deer brats. I mean, if you're going to kill an animal, make sure to use it to the greatest extent, you know? Okay, we're slowly but surely getting that tiny layer of red right there. Ah, I don't know. I feel like it's just skin that's red. I don't know. I just cut into the hide again right there. I don't know how some of these people get their hides blue, but some of my hide, this is from where the broadhead was in her. This is the brisk area right here. It sat up in here and just, so. We ate deer brats last night. Holy cow, yeah. The brats were stinking so good. Big buck. Sadly, this is not the big buck. He's still sitting up there. We're waiting to get fully monetized to do him. This is a doe that I shot, and oh, power just flickered again. Power goes out. We're gonna have to connect up all the freezers. This is a doe that I shot January 12th. I posted the video about it yesterday because I wanted to do a live today. So if you want to, you can go watch that. Okay, that is skin right there. That's just bruised. 100%. You cannot tell me otherwise. Because I'm cutting right here and, man, I'm cutting into the fur. Luckily, this is the brisk area, so it's super thick right here. Deer heart, yeah, it tastes so good. We would have ate this, but I cut off my broadhead, kind of clipped the top of the heart. It wasn't the heart, it cut the artery pipe vein things that go to the heart. And it was just like, man, that broadhead messed up everything in there. And we were wondering why the water wasn't coming out her nose when we were filling up her the cavity with water to wash it out. And it was because there was so much blood just stuck up in her throat from where I cut her esophagus. And I was wondering why, but when we flipped her over, just blood started pouring out her nose. Like, that broadhead did this stuff. And it's still good. I'll show y'all the broadhead. Here it is. Still expands and everything. Look at that. This blade, straight as can be. Only thing is that blade right there has just a slight bend. And I think that's from where I pulled it out. Because I pulled the arrow out. It was pretty graphic. But it was enlarged up like right here. There it was. And I think I actually, is it right here? It might be. I think I saw a tiny hole on here that looked like this blade was sitting in it like that right there. But I'm pretty sure it's not that hole. So. This is the brisket area. So we need to be careful here. It's gonna be hard to get right. Oh, this stuff is just needs to be cut off. I see now. We'll be mounting this deer tonight, so make sure you tune in for that. I'm really excited. I don't have ear liners for her, so we're gonna be filling the ears ourselves. So filling it with clay / Bondo, molding them ourselves. It's gonna be a challenge, but we're gonna get her done. Trying to move away from ear liners. Trying to do it how the taxidermist who taught me does it, which he uses the natural cartilage that's in the ear. Uses that natural cartilage as an ear liner and just fills it with clay or Bondo. All right. Pretty dadgum good down there. A little more on that brisket I want to get off. It's hard because of how thick this brisket is, man. A giant piece of meat inside of the brisket hair. Holy. Okay. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. I see that. Hope everyone is staying safe in the snow. I'm not gonna read that. I almost read that. Holy. Probably as good night. Seems like 20-25 or bow is pretty good. And we got some fresh blue skin up here on the face, is what it looks like. Super fresh looking skin up here. Well, I mean, this is what we're looking at. Super nice and fleshed out. Could be one of the best jobs I've ever done. It's a little bit down here on the brisket that we can work on. But I'm not too worried because it's at the far end of the brisket and more than likely that's going to get cut off. But we will work on that here in a second. All right. Let's go ahead and work more up here. That hide smells good. Smells like Dawn soap. And of course, you want to make sure you get all that Dawn soap off. Ooh, get that hide tied up on there, man. What we might have to do is, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know what that is, but that's all meat that we got to get off right there. And oh, what I can actually do, just come in right here. Just have all that sit off. Now this is the face. Face is super important that we don't cut into anything. Ever use crossbow? Yes, I shot my first buck with a crossbow, 20 yards, and he is a 150-inch 10-point. Definitely do not deserve that one. My dad should have shot him, but my dad tagged out on Dopey earlier that year, And so he was like, well, I'll just ruin my son for the rest of his life and let me shoot a 150-inch buck as my first deer. He should have shot it, if we're going to be honest. But I feel like that's really what started MBA Outdoors, that deer. I'm very thankful for him. I'm still trying to figure out if when I move out, if I'm going to have to leave Big Ten here or take Big Ten with me, because as much as I shot the deer, my dad put in basically all the effort and work for him. So my goal is to get my dad on like at least like a 160-inch buck like next year, hopefully. I want to find one. I want to scout a giant buck and then be like, hey, Dad, actually, you're going to hunt this deer. I just scouted it so that you could hunt it. And then we're going to go and shoot it so that he can keep that whenever I take Big Ten. Of course, I got 2, 3, maybe even 4 years before I move out, so not really worried. 4 years to shoot a giant. And I got some good spots that I'm thinking of scouting this year, so. This time last year, I was not into hunting as much as I am now. This year really just showed how much I was ready to do the whole scouting and stuff. At the start of the year versus the end of the year, I've learned so much about hunting. And the love for it has grown to where I'm actually ready to go hunt public land and see 0 deer in one sit, or have some other dude shoot a giant buck from right under us. I'm ready for the challenge. Matured a lot this season. And I might have not, shot a buck, but I'm very thankful for the 3 does I got to harvest. I know some people don't even get to shoot 1 doe, so. Scouting strategy? I don't have a scouting strategy. I just know places that need to be scouted. So I'm going to figure out how to scout them. I'm just going to, use simple stuff. Early season deer out here in KY, they love to be in certain types of crop fields. But it's got to be they love like these dark, super dark corners. You won't just see them out in the open. You'll see does out in the open, but the bucks, they love these little dark corners. And I know a lot of them that I've seen bucks in before. So there's a whisker right here. I'm pretty sure. There's something right there. I'm not overly positive. There's something right there. There's a something. All right. The back of the neck is literally already fully fleshed. Looks great. So I'm probably just going to e-scouting? Oh yeah. We have so much public land around us. That's what I've done. I've just spent a little bit just marking a ton of places, and then we've went and checked them out, and some of them look super deery. Some of them we even know that there's some nice bucks on, so we know of giants that have been killed on some pieces. It's a lot of good information. Okay, now I'm going to put this guy on the fleshing beam backwards so I can get this stuff right here. Got a little bit to sew right here. I think that was a cut I made while I was trying to skin this deer out. It was cold, and I left her overnight. I was just trying to get her off her cape off the carcass as quick as possible. I didn't want anything slipping, so. Just getting the thinnest layer. It's meticulous. Thinnest layer of meat. I think this and sewing are the two factors that deter a lot of people away from taxidermy. Fleshing and sewing. A lot of people just don't have the patience to do this. I know the rewards that could come from this, so I'm going to stay patient with it. 100% when I mount that giant that's back over here, we're going to do a giant stream, and the goal is going to be making enough money from donations, memberships, all the above, making enough of that to where we can buy a fleshing wheel. That's 100% what we're going to do. All right, so up here, we can kind of see that bluish skin a lot more. So now I'm going to take, and actually, I have something special for these razors that I'm so excited to finally try out. Oh, baby. My Uncle Matt printed me out a ton of these 3D printed stuff. He does all kinds of this, him and Boone, and it's razor holders. Because he watched me cape out Boone's deer, and he noticed that the razor was slipping in my hands a lot. So the razor slides in just like that. Has a little stopper on that side. And now I got a razor holder. So we're going to see how this works. We're going to want to go super slow on this face stuff. Face is where you do not want a cut. I need to work it on this side right here, I think. Yeah, that's good. Ooh, heck yeah, dude. And you can kind of pull on that as you're fleshing and kind of get some leverage on it. Let's keep working. Let's work up. So let's work from here. Whenever I see a big piece, I just immediately go there. Currently monetized, but just waiting for YouTube to work out a couple kinks. Working on getting an AdSense account validated, such, so that we can get paid. Still got all the revenue I made from the last stream. I just haven't been paid for it yet. We're trying to get it to where I can get paid. By doing that, we had to switch the AdSense account, which is taking, I think, 30 days since I made it. So it'll be here shortly. I should be able to get monetized again. Because right now it's like my AdSense is not verified, therefore they do not know if I'm legit right now, so they can't have me monetized. Which I am legit. It's just, this is the one hard part about the whole monetization thing with YouTube. You gotta research before you do it, or else you're gonna fail and it's gonna suck. You're gonna have to wait a long time. The ears are probably my favorite because it's just so satisfying getting all that meat off. He knows this. He's working. David, you don't need a sharp razor to flesh the hide. You can even do it with a spoon edge. Don't cut the hide. I'm thinning the face right now. This is the face area, like my dad said. Here's the lips and stuff. Just trying to get all this. I don't know about a spoon. Maybe a sharp spoon. Just thinning a couple spaces, because if I use this knife, I mean, I can, but it's just like, man, if I mess up once, it's It's going to get crazy. Which I might actually try and use this knife and just be super careful. It's going to be way more satisfying. Like I said, every deer I'm just learning something different. And what I've learned is to just stay safe on the face by using that razor. Because a cut on the face is hard to fix. Gonna move all this over here towards the eye. And there are eyebrows right here, so we gotta watch out for those as we thin up here. Gotta look out for the tear duct, the sinus. Because, man, cutting that just sucks. And of course, taxidermy, you're gonna make mistakes. The best part about taxidermy is trying to figure out how to cover and fix your mistake. Not cover your mistake, how to fix it. And how to make it look like your mistake was never there. That's the fun part. Let me take this stuff off real quick. The guy who taught me, I was watching him thin out the lips and stuff, and oh my gosh, he is an absolute animal. Like, the way he does it is just absolute unit on the battlefield. It's just like, and I'm like, how do you do that, bro? He's like, how long does it take you to flesh out a hide? I'm like, usually probably 2 hours, 3 hours. And my guy says, back in my prime, I could do it in 20 minutes. And I was like, holy cow. And he wasn't even talking about a fleshing machine. He was talking about with a knife and everything. Practice makes perfect, man. It's this just a saying that is never wrong. See how there's like a little bit of like blood almost in that right there? Gotta get that out. I heard the downstairs door open. Maybe someone's coming to visit. Who could it be? Let's choose. A, my sister. A, my dad. A, my mom. It's probably my dad. Oh, and he shut the door. He's indeed not coming down. Holy cow, so we're talking about science in here. I think Ross is gone out of the chat. Ross left and immediately we're down to like 0 views. Was my favorite gun? I don't know. Guns are hard for me. I just love bow hunting, honestly. Way more. Hello.
Hello.
Riverbend Outdoors. What's up? Yes, I do remember you, brother.
What are we gonna do with all this?
Feed it to the dogs. Oh. Just cut out again. Everyone's
and
like,
this is how you make
Ross!
jerky.
Ross!
Actually, only one person is saying that. Urban Outdoors.
Whatever, dude. If LP was in here, he'd be spamming. Ross! Where's
If we
Garmin?
can get 3 likes, I will lick this deer.
No.
I'm gonna do okay. 3.
No.
2. Sorry. I saw one of those again this
It actually, it wouldn't be bad. I mean, he smells great.
Look. Daniel just said it.
Ross, do it. Lick the deer.
Daniel had hunt. Daniel, tell me, are you in the past tense?
Daniel,
You had hunt? Or are you hunting? Sorry, that was so dumb. And then burr just said Ross. See y'all.
He said see y'all. What'd you get? RC Cola? That power goes out. I'm going to need you down here holding a flashlight. Oh, no. Everyone's like, yeah, what happened to the buzz cut? Yeah, what happened to the buzz cut? Oh, no. Don't know what that guy said, but we're going to remove his message up there. 30 out 6, 270, 30 out 6. I've dropped so many deer with the 30 out 6 in their tracks. First deer ever was with a 30 out 6, and she dropped right behind the shoulder, double lung. Straight up out of Hunter Call of the Wild, almost, is what it looked like. I mean, she folded on the spot. We were hunting a friend's piece of property where we could only shoot does, and I'm talking we had like 5 140 to 160 inch 140 to 160 inch bucks in front of us. It was absolutely crazy. Will you put more salt on it? No, it's already been fully salted. After this, we're putting tannin oil on it, so. And then once we put the tan on it, probably in stream, let it tan, and then I'll catch y'all later today, to mount this dough up. All right, so now we'll use a razor around those eyes, razor here, razor here. Dang, I got it so refined right there. It's actually crazy. Most of this is actually done with the razor. I'm looking at it. I'm just going to look over the whole thing real quick. Just do an inspection. Yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. I will say what I want to do. Took my first one with the slingshot. Holy. It's insane, dude. I have no clue what y'all are saying about bow and stuff. Some of y'all just know what you're talking about. It's crazy stuff over here. Draw force limbs. I have no clue what that is. And someone asked earlier how much poundage I pull. I pull 60 pounds. So I'm an absolute beefcake. No, I actually pulled 500 pounds on a longbow. Now, I hunt compound. I would love to hunt with a longbow here soon. I want to try that out 100%. Right, this deer hide is fully fleshed. Now we got to get the face. Got to flesh out the face. So for that, coming over to the taxidermy table, which is going to need to be cleaned up a lot if we are going to flesh the face on it. Ooh. Bong. We'll just lay this table out. Lay the cloth out. My goodness. Razor. Hey guys. Someone clip that and send it to me. First buck was an Impala. Make American stags look like bunny rabbits. That sounds crazy, dude. Now I feel like I'm like from Mackenzie Taxidermy doing a guide or something. This is what this looks like. This looks so pro. All right, now we're going to be thinning out the stuff, like ears and stuff. What should I start on? Let's start on the lips. Why don't we? So deer have lips that reach all the way up in here. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, good message, Ross. Sermon was amazing. I want to have it playing behind me as I work, you know. That'd be peak. Here, I'm actually going to pick a different chair so I'm higher up. So that I feel like I'm higher than most of you peasants. All right, perfect. Absolute stool with a footstool. Holy, this is crazy. Okay, here's where we're working. I think we're... This is so cool to see. Never done this before. Everyone's asking Ross. 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 They love you. They would leave me for you, Ross. Everyone just wants to see Ross nowadays. Who cares about MBA Outdoors? We need Ross Outdoors. So what I'm doing, I'm thinning this. We're going to take all this lip out right here. I mean, look at that chunk of meat. We can't have that sitting in there. So this is like the inside of the mouth almost. The actual lip that we're going to be tucking is right here. We don't need any of this on here. Show your razor up close. Never seen one like that. Oh, these are custom 3D printed razor holders that my Uncle Matt made for me, and they are absolutely fire. I've never actually been able to cut a lip like this so well before. This is great. And we're going to sew these holes up right here. That's on the bottom of the mouth right there. We'll sew that up. It almost already blends in fully, so not really too worried about that. Oh, dog. Let me tell you, this is some good lip thinning right here. Here soon, I might have a bobcat that I'll be doing. Someone linked up with me on Facebook. They're trying to get me their bobcat. I'm super excited. Never mounted a bobcat before. So we're going with a simple, I think, shoulder mount on him. A little shoulder mount pedestal, so that's going to be pretty cool. And yeah, I'm just super excited to do that because I've been studying up videos on how to mount bobcats, seeing how certain parts are different than deer. And Oak Ridge Taxidermy, he told me if you can mount a deer, you can basically mount anything. Just be patient with it. So I'm just going to look at pictures of bobcats I have back here. You've probably seen it in lives before. Those books right there are an entire line of taxidermy magazines that the guy who taught me gave me. And I need to look through them. But let's choose a random one. We'll go with number, definitely not choosing this number for any reason. We'll go with number, I'm not sure if it's focusing in there. Number 67. They're called the Breakthrough magazines. And I have about 150 of them. And I mean, just filled to the brim with random taxidermy knowledge and photos. So if, like, there's a new method fur dressing company, just a ton of random photos in here. Like there was a deer. There's a deer mount. How to flesh fish. There's just a ton of random stuff in here that's crazy. So I probably need to look through here, try to find a bobcat one. Oh, hey! What was I saying? There's a mounted bobcat, but you get the gist. You get the gist. So I have starting at 100 all the way through, starting at 1. And I have every one of these magazines going all the way up to about 100. So, and I have some random numbers in here, like I have Breakthrough 143 magazine, stuff like that. So what I'm probably gonna do is just look up which ones have tips and such. So Chuck Tuesday, you mean Chuck Testa, the taxidermy? Chuck Testa? Need to make sure I'm in the view. Chuck Testa, yes sir. The GOAT. I've never actually watched his videos like seriously. I've only watched the hilarious ones. Just in and out them lips. The more you do it, the better you'll get. Yeah, I did so good on that. I even got a bit of the upper mouth there. This part, usually I start losing my mind on this part. Because of the slight light flickerage from the LED above me and just doing the same thing over and over again, just intense work. Like if I cut this lip, the whole mount is ruined type deal. This is where I usually start losing my mind and going crazy. But you want to thin these lips out a ton, so that you can tuck them well, and so that there's not a ton of meat on these lips. So like I said, you don't want bugs, you don't want slippage. Hit that like button. Yeah, this is very very tedious work. Dun 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 dun. See, I need like some elevator music or something just playing in the background. There's some lo-fi chill music. I got a speaker right here, so I need my dad to like hook it up or something. Non-copyright elevator music. Give me some like chill Hawaiian beat that makes me feel like I'm on the beaches of Hawaii. So basically all of that right there we do not need, so we're gonna trim that off. Leave just a little bit to tuck the lip in with. Just like so. Now we got a decently thin layer there. We're going to thin it out even more. It's pretty thinned out right there. I'm pretty happy with that. Carry on. Going down the line. And then we'll get to here in a second. There's a couple places. Oh, hey, Odd. How's it going? Good morning. There's a couple places here we got to watch out. There's whiskers and stuff. Welcome, Ross Anglin. You're on my TV right now. Odd. So I was being an idiot, and I commented on the live feed of my dad preaching, and I said, "This is crazy. My dad is in my living room, and he's also preaching live. What in the world?" And I didn't realize, but for the 500 people who were watching the stream from our church, my message popped up on the bottom of the screen and said that, and now I feel like an absolute idiot. Oh, man. It popped up at the bottom. Oh. There we go. Power's out. Oh, power's back on. No way. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. It's back on. Hey, power's back on. Let's go. You exposed that it wasn't really live. That's my bad. I would have exposed it anyway. I guess because my dad has came here down here multiple times to join. Luckily, I have LTE on my phone, and that's what I'm running on right now. So if the power does go out, it should just be chilling. Hey, Mom. What is this? Oh, that's good. That's good. Don't feed me like a... Just give me the food. Just give me the food. Do not feed me like a baby.
I'm just wondering, how are you going to eat that?
Looks awesome. I don't worry about it. I'll just set it back over here.
Ew.
What is this, like?
Yumminess.
Oh, that is good.
Sausage stuffing and white cheddar mac and cheese.
Thanks, Mom. Love you. Now I'm going to be talking with my mouth full. What?
I was asking them if they want drinks.
I sure do. Chewing noises. Y'all want some, Ross is the boss.
Oh, yuck all over the floor.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll clean all that up. I'll just get Lucy down here.
What would you like? Ew, no. What would you
It was a joke. I'll take a RC Cola. What are you tanning? So I'm currently finishing fleshing, and then I'll be tanning. What, Mom? Dad and Mags, what do you guys want to drink? If you want to say through the chat. I'm currently fleshing, and then I'll be tanning. Oh! Me and my RC, you're going to be eating a mix of your lunch and deer flesh.
Yeah.
Hooray! Scroll up. So how am I supposed to believe that this is a lie? Isn't pre-recorded. Oh my gosh. Because I'm responding to you guys. Okay. That's the last time that's happening. We're just going to keep working. I just heard my dad say gross from upstairs. So we gotta split literally all of this lip. Like it's gotta be fully splitted. Or split. I think that's the term. I think that's the terminology. Prove it's not a simulation. It's not a simulate. Starts turning into a robot. Is life a simulation? Are we living in a simulation? So see this right here? That's the lip. We got to tuck that. I think I'm going to give this deer a little bit of a bottom lip. Not. So the taxidermist who taught me, he said, I asked him the difference between having a little bit of a bottom lip on a deer mixed with a tuck. And he said just however you feel the mount would look better is what he said. It's just genuinely how the taxidermist is feeling. Of course, there's probably certain poses for each one, but that's literally what he told me, and I find it hilarious. All right, we gotta thin this bottom lip. We gotta open that fully up. I like the feeling of my fingers below this razor on the other side of the skin. It helps me to not cut through, you know what I'm saying? Because if I start to cut through, I'm going to feel it cutting on my finger. Very helpful. All right, where is that lip at? It's right here. So that's it right there, I believe. Is it this? Can never find it, I swear. There it is. It's tedious work. Yeah, there we go. Now we're thinning that bad boy out. Ooh, look at that. That was a nice run right there. Bad boy is almost fully thinned out. It says the bottom, the bottom lower lip. Put something on the, which way do you think is better? What do you mean? Which? I don't know what that dude said. Which way do I think is better? What do you mean? Energy a bow has. Which lip way? Oh, okay, yeah. So I don't know. I mean, certain mounts, the way they're looking, a tuck, I feel is better, but I like it having some lip. Of course, I don't want it to look like it was molded on there with clay. I want it to look natural. Some poses like sneak. A sneak deer most definitely needs to have that bottom lip. That's 100% for sure. Like on some deer, and of course, this doesn't take this long. It's just because, I'm not an absolute, I haven't done, 100 of these deer. I've only done a handful. So I'm just taking my time, making sure I'm patient, not ruining something, But I don't know. Tucked lip looks awesome on like Big Ten and Boone's deer up here that I mounted. I did Scarface with a lip like out. That was pretty cool. I had never done it before, but I decided that I wanted to just risk it all, and well, it paid out. Paid out. Oh my gosh, paid off. I wish I would have clipped every time I messed up what I said on my lives, and I could put it into like a giant montage. All right, so that right there, we got that lip fully thinned right there. We're gonna, let's see, we got basically all that thinned out pretty good, but we're gonna thin it more. Say we work from this side down now. working on getting all that off. Here, let's take another bite. Man, this is so good. Man, that was so good. See, that's what you don't want to leave on a deer hide. Giant piece of lip. Deer leather wallets, that sounds awesome. RC Cola. Top of the line. Odd sent me a text. I didn't get to see it though. Popped up and then disappeared. Don't want to do that. And y'all will see when I start to thin the nose, you can thin the nose out to a level that is crazy. And a lot of mounts, I bet, taxidermists did not thin out the nose fully. And a lot of mounts, I bet, actually have bugs in the nose and stuff. Oak Ridge, what's up? Do I enjoy this part? I enjoy it. I enjoy fleshing. It's training. It's getting me a lot of patience. And a lot of just persistence. And, I mean, it's just really nice because at some point I'll get a fleshing machine, but doing this first is going to make me so thankful to have a fleshing machine. I feel like being stuck in the mud is good before you're on the mountain because then you can look back at being stuck in the mud and be like, wow, I'm so thankful I have this. And being stuck in the mud, you're going to learn things like patience that then you can have when you're on the hill and you have everything, or on the mountain. That's an old Chinese proverb that I just made up 100%. No deer and I was frozen. Yeah. MBA, how annoying does this get? Oak Ridge, did you have a successful hunt? Someone in the chat. Frozen. Yeah, me and my dad, we've froze before. We've seen no deer, but let me tell you, it's definitely worth it. Whenever I shot Big Ten, I just remember I was sitting there with my head down, literally falling asleep. I almost dropped the crossbow like 5 times. And I was sitting there, holy cow, dude, that was crazy. I was just sitting there like this. And I swear the Lord did this just to scare me so bad. Big Tim walked in with his head down, and he had to be 50 yards. And I was just sitting there watching this one spot, and I just saw him stick his head up. And it was just absolute massive antlers, and I was like... And he just stuck his head up, looked dead at me, and then looked to the side. And I was like, Dad, Big Ten is right there. And he was like, you're lying. And I pulled out my binos and just looked at him up close. He was so pretty. But he walked down. And I stared at this spot every time we went hunting. And I had a feeling a buck was going to walk out right there. And it was so funny. He walked in with his head down and boom, just lifted it up. Scared me so, oh my gosh. It was... I almost pooped my pants, man. I mean, he was a big deer. Especially for a first buck. Dude. Let me get a little bit of a far off angle here. All great movie memories, that's for sure. He did, in fact, almost poop himself. Thank goodness the wind was in our favor. What am I making today? I'm currently fleshing a deer, then we're going to tan it. Then later today, we'll hop on stream and we're going to mount this doe. It's awesome. Tried a new method out on this guy. And this method is working a lot better in everything. From fleshing to just everything I'm doing is so much easier the way I'm doing it right now. That's what you want to get right there. That was fire. Ooh. That right there. That's peak. I wonder how a fillet knife would work. I don't know about a fillet knife. Right there. That's about it on that. Nope, did not want to do that. And still tuck that in there. So she was a crazy color right there, man. This deer is so pretty. Almost had fox squirrel colors, man. That's crazy. Chainmail gloves. That was there only 16 in the live. Yeah, now we're down to 13 views. We had like 250 people, man. I don't know, might have hit a dead spot or something. I'm chilling, man. I'm not here for the views. I'm just here to entertain y'all. We had like 230. Honestly, maybe even my phone was saying 300 while I was fleshing that deer. Now it's kind of broke down, but might be because it's just quiet and boring. But this is just what taxidermy is all about. This is the behind the scenes, what you don't see. Might look like everything's all fun and games when I'm, putting the deer on the form, and then we see this and it's like, oh wow, taxidermy is a lot harder than I thought. Definitely a lot of dirty work, yeah. Forced draw curve is basically a graph that tells you how much energy is in a bow. That's crazy. What about the nose cartilage? Yeah, I'm going to get all this out. All that's got to come out. I haven't even started working on the nose yet. Oh no. We don't want that now, do we? Oh, no way, the piece with the fur on it is still there. So if I actually leave that on the hide, the fur is still on there. So I just need to cut it right there. Perfect. And we're gonna leave that right there so that that sticks back in there. Fills back up that hole that I just made. Hey, now we got 20 people. I'm a welder the rest of the time now. I do what you do for a part-time job, and I'm only 14. Holy cow, dude. So what do I do? Explain what this is. Flint Cruise. What am I doing? Did you say you're mounting a doe? Yes, I'm prepping a doe for taxidermy. Right here, there's a big chunk of meat. And in this chunk of meat, there are some, it's a couple of hair follicles, I'm pretty sure, from the whiskers right here. So we gotta watch out for those. I'm Hunter and myself, and you are cleaning the hide for a mount. Indeed, I am. You know, I asked that question because I get a lot of people in here who are like, I'm 12 years old and I have $1 million, you know. So, 14, welder, and cleaning a hide for a mount, that's awesome, dude. If the power goes out at my house, you can expect a coyote hunting stream or something because 100%. Weld some aluminum tree stands. That sounds pretty cool. I want to try out welding. My dad welded a machete one time, and he has a little bit of a welder. I think it'd be pretty cool to, like, make my own stuff, you know. This taxidermy is all about creativity. Imagine if I made my own, like, razors and stuff, and, like, made my own taxidermy stands. That'd be awesome. We need a zoomed in version of what you're doing with some ASMR to make this interesting. I'll do it! I'll do it! I'll cut it in half. Just thinning out lips, man. If you can see through them, that means they're pretty thinned out, I'd say. It's going to be a little hard to tuck right there, I think. See, I've gotten all these locations, right? Indeed, I have. Tuck all of that. Tuck all of that right there. Now, where are we? Under the nose. Oh, yeah, we can cut right above that off. We'll cut all that off right there. See, now I got this thin layer right here. It's almost see-through. And that's what I'll be using to tuck the lips. Now, up here at the front, I'm going to cut off this little piece of the inside of the mouth that I got on the top of that nose. There we go. Finally. I got enough to tuck up there. Come around this side. Same. Take any excess. And I tried to say extra and excess meat at the same time, and it came out as extras. It's crazy. I invented a word just now, y'all. That's actually crazy. I'm going to leave all that on there so I can tuck that and give it a little bit of a lip, hopefully. Looks good. Go ahead and pull this little bit of meat off there. All right. That is the lips fully tucked. Fully tucked? What? I meant to say fully thinned. All right, now I need to get this little pocket of meat here. There is 2 pockets on each side. A pocket of meat, I guess you could say. This is where there's going to be some whiskers in here, so we got to be extra careful. And around a bobcat, apparently you got to get around each one of those whiskers, which is going to be absolutely tedious for me. So. And what I'm going to do is take this razor and just open up all that so that tanning solution can get in there easily. And a little bit of meat there that I can take off around this whole thing, so I'm going to take that off as well. This meat, and it could rot, or it might, the meat might tan, if that's even possible, I don't know. But the goal here is to allow the tanning solution to touch straight skin. So we are going to keep thinning this. And that is so nice to have your finger underneath this, because then you know if you're about to cut through the skin, you know. We're just going to tediously and meticulously and patiently work our way down this, slowly but surely. Got it super thin on that side, so now we're going to come over here and work down. Video blurry to anyone else? It's blurry? We had a little snow and the ice this morning. Is it blurry anymore? How about now? Now is it blurry if it's looking at my face? Is it blurry or just bad resolution? Signal issue? Okay, I'm going to turn my Wi-Fi back on. We'll try that. And like I said, when you're, touching this fur with your hands, the warmth from your hands is getting on this fur. And because it's salted and you're fleshing it, it's not tanned yet. So it's going to cause, you want to work fast so that this fur isn't slipping. Warmth and water builds bacteria. Okay, I put on Wi-Fi, so I hope that's better. I'm going to get y'all like right here so you can see a little bit of my face too. Just trying to switch up the camera angle every once in a while for you guys. Thinning that out. One reason we might only have 20 people in here now is there could have been some people who got on here and disliked the stream. I've been looking at my taxidermy streams, and some of them will have like 20 dislikes. It's from, people who don't want to see hunters or taxidermy, I guess. But haters gonna hate. Shake it off, I guess. It's so stupid. Okay, lower lip. Basically fully finished. We've got those two chunks of meat right there. That's where these whiskers are. That's where those sit. So got that fully thinned. Now we're gonna come up top to the nose, and then we got eyes, and then we got ears. So ears I like doing last. I don't know. That's just me. Okay. Nose. This is highly important. We need to get... Ooh. There's a little bit more that we can do right there. No dislikes that you've seen so far? a whopping 10 degrees in Texas. Dang. I think it might be warmer up here in KY. Or it might be colder. I think we're supposed to get -1 here soon. Look at that clean cut. Getting all that off. Easy. Just gotta get that razor in at an angle, and once you got it, man, you got it. Now, there are whiskers there, right? Yeah. I see the whiskers, so we are going to cut that. Of course, a lot of people won't see the detail, like leaving the whiskers in this guy. -5, dang. See, I wish this snowstorm would have happened like last week with hunting season for KY. Like if this would have happened last Sunday, I probably would have a buck to mount for myself. Now, deer have this weird inside sinus pocket right here. It's inside. It's very strange. Okay. All the whiskers are still in. Awesome. My phone is at 39. Who's this handsome fella on my screen? Thank you so much. To whoever that random girl is. I'm playing. Thanks, on. My phone, I need to get a new phone or something, get it fixed. My phone was at 100% 2 hours ago. Now it's on 39. And I have this thing on low power mode. Should last us till we're done filming this, but it's going to have to go straight back on the charger, I guess. So we want to take out all the cartilage inside the nose. But we do want to leave skin so that we can tuck that and make it look real. I'm just going to keep working on this side right here. And let's see, where is that? Right there. I think I'm going to keep cutting. Razor is getting dull. Need a new one. Chicken noodle soup. Where's that hole? Is that on the inside? Oh, that's in there. Okay. I see now. I think we need to open up this cartilage first things first. How do you skin a deer and why do you do it? From Claudia. I tried to explain, but I'm an amateur. Amateur. So, how and why? How? I will tell you. Why? So that I can mount it. How? First, you start right behind the shoulders. Oh, power went off and cut back on for a second. You cut about right here on the dead deer. Right there, all the way down, getting some of the brisket. They have a brisket right here. It's super cool looking. It's kind of like a mane, but on the bottom of their chest. And then you just skin up the neck. You skin around the eyes, nose, all that. So that then, I mean, it's literally the deer nose. Then what I'm doing right now is fleshing. So this is like, if you see a dead squirrel on the road, it's going to smell horrible because, you know, it rotted. It dried. This is going to dry. This isn't going to rot because it's tanned and stuff. But the reason a squirrel on the road rots and smells bad is because of all the meat and flesh that is still on here. So I'm taking off all of the meat I can, all the flesh, all the stuff that would rot and stink on this hide, so that then I can mount it, and when something rots, the hair falls out too. Might I say that also? So all that would fall out. Start making books. Can you teach me? 360 cameras would be sick. Sure, Claudia, I can teach you. So what I like to do right here is cut down the side of this cartilage. Because you got to get that out. That's cartilage. It's not skin. You won't be able to mount a deer. My hands are getting kind of hot on the side. Love you, from Claudia. Prevents bacteria growth too, yes. Love you too, Claude. And you, Odd. Claude and Odd. So what I like to do is just make a cut right beside that middle the middle of that right there, and then I'll skin that out better here in a second. But first, we just want to get that middle piece out because that's the most annoying. If you leave that on the mount, you're not even going to be able to mount the nose. What are you doing? All right, so now middle of the nose is out. Now we got these two things right here. Mount a deer while you're hanging upside down. Taxidermy challenge. Holy cow. That actually sounds like really fun and would probably get a ton of views. I'll shoot a doe next year. We'll do it. Remind me. All right, now we're to the nose pad. You want to see the black. You don't want... I put a little hole right there. Nah, you can't even see it. Paint will cover that. Oh gosh, no. Where am I cutting? It's not where I meant to cut. You want to see the black on that nose. You don't want any meat up here. All that meat is bad. You want to get all that off. That nose right there is going to be kind of hard to work with. It's fine. It'll tuck perfectly. It's just a dent. Wasn't able to leave as much as I wanted to right there. Fly fish before? Yes. Indeed. I love some fly fishing. I'm not super good at it, but talk about how to get a slouch. I'm always like this while I'm working, man. One's back can get very, very, very tired while doing this. I need a private, like, I need my own masseuse. Like, I need a hired, like, only my masseuse. Like, literally, after every time I work on taxidermy, masseuse. Like, my back, oh gosh. Oh, I don't want to hurt my back this young. Still got so much life ahead of me. Try to leave that in there, as I want that to dry up in that nose. Need a haircut. I do. I need to shave. I need to shave my beard and need to get a haircut. I think I might get super short. I don't know about getting it buzzed. That was supposed to... Owen told me to do that joke, and it was going to be hilarious. And then I was like, I don't want to post a picture, that AI-generated picture of me with that on my channel. Like, to the people who weren't in the stream, they'd be like, what? So I thought I'd just let y'all in on the joke beforehand so I didn't have to carry it out and get y'all disappointed. I mean, 150 likes, I get that every stream, so it's like, if I wanted to get, you know, a huge number of likes, or say, you know, this many likes to get a new haircut, I'll do like a huge number, you know. Really, that bottom is the only piece that matters. And actually, that's cartilage right there, so we... that we can tuck. It's right here, though. We need to thin that out. Gonna be like barely anything to tuck up in the nose there, but I'm hoping to tuck the nose super good on this deer to wear. And plus, I paint the insides of my nose. Ever use air gun? I've had a buck hide and head frozen for about a year. Will it be okay to get it mounted the right side too? More than likely, yeah, unless it's freezer burnt. You need to get that to the taxidermist soon, my friend. Oh gosh. Yeah, just bring it to MBA Taxidermy. Bring your deer on over. Get that thing mounted up. Power just went out again. Came back on. Had a nice flicker there. See, you can thin out that nose pad so much. I know for a fact on my first doe I did not thin it out this much. I'll tell you that. That's a fact. It's a little scary right here though, because it's like, okay, one wrong cut and I'm having to rebuild the whole nose pad, But you message. No, I want to show all the deer emojis y'all are spamming. I wanted to show those, man. That nose pretty thin. Got a little bit of extra meat right there, so I can. Kind of looks a little messy. Might try and refine it just a tad bit more. Usually when I'm not on live and I'm sitting down here doing this, listen to music. It's a good thing to do. Because, man, I mean, it's just dead silence, just tedious work, man. I think I found my niche. I think my niche is live taxidermy. I think y'all really like it, and I enjoy it. I enjoy recording it. Because, I mean, no one else does it. Oak Ridge does it now, which I think is pretty cool. It's going to be cool to see, hopefully, some bigger taxidermists start doing it and stuff. as we start growing. I mean, I'm the original live taxidermy guy. Basically, you know. Okay, gonna add a little extra skin right there that I can tuck. Nice. Added that to their nostril right there. I have to leave that piece of skin to block up that hole, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's to block up that hole. Come right here. Get a little bit more. Deer hide. What is this? This is a deer hide. What's up, Outdoors with Malachi? What's up, man? Leave a little bit of stuff in there to tuck. Hunting Wildlife with Sawyer says hi. What's up? Okay. Skin that off right there. My razor work is getting better and better. I'm getting really good with this razor. Okay, what do we think? Work that. I also live in Kentucky. Awesome. Gotten that pretty thin. I got that nose pad thinned out super well. Let's just feel around here. Okay, where's the one places I need to... This right here. Feels like there's some meat there. Do not want that balling up. Heck yeah, I knew it. A little bit of meat there that we can pull off. Kind of separate that. Okay. Don't want this to get hot and slip, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to stop working on that right there. Okay. We already did down here on the lips, didn't we? Thinned all that out. We did the lips right down here. If I remember correctly, we did. Looks good so far, thanks. Lift that right there so those couldn't hear. I'm gonna cut into that so that tanning solution can get in there. Just make a ton of tiny cuts. Spread that open. In fact, there's a pretty big, substantial chunk of meat right there. Go ahead and pull that off. All right, perfect. Now let's see here. Nose. Nose, we can tuck that. Just want to look it over real quick. I mean, there's just a ton of little tiny pieces of meat every once in a while that we could get, but a lot of that has to, there's a couple places where I want to keep that on so that the fur, the like whiskers and stuff, there's a lot of areas where that's like whisker and stuff, And golly, this doe hide is so thin. It's so sketchy to even try and cut some of this off. Pretty good. Ooh. Golly. Eyes. Don't want to do eyes. I do want to get just a little more of this, but the skin is so thin up here on the nose. Golly, this is so scary. Just using the pad of my finger to cut. Take a little bit more of that meat off. You're doing good because that skin is blue. That skin is blue right there. This down here, I don't know why this isn't blue, but I mean, that is like super refined there. But it's getting blue. There's definitely some super blue skin around the ears there. But down here, I honestly have no clue why. I mean, you can see the blue right there. But I don't know. It might just be the color of the skin. I don't know. But yeah, you want the skin to be blue. That's for sure. All right, now we'll do eyes, and then lastly we'll do some ears. But eat a little bit more of my food. $1:30 already, dang. Now the eyes and stuff, gonna take a lot. It's just way more easier. Lips and nose, probably the hardest. Or the ears. Making sure those ears are good. Locking in on the ears, super hard sometimes. So it's like mac and cheese and then some like sausage thing. It's pretty good. Not pretty good, it's actually excellent. Gotta thin out these eyelids. Maybe. NBA Outdoors merch. Yes, go get yourself some in the link in the description. Follow me on Facebook. How many views we got right now? 11. Had like 250 active viewers earlier. Don't know where everyone went, but ain't too worried about it. Maybe everyone's power went out all at the same time. It's probably because it kind of got boring, a little boring here. When we had her up on the fleshing, flesh, what is that called? What in the world? I just slipped my mind. Fleshing board. Finally, there we go. I had her up there. We had like 300 active people in the stream. So that was stinking awesome. That was crazy. Now we're down to 10 solid views. 12. Yeah, I was trying to talk to you, but the chat was crazy. Let's hope their power don't go out. Yeah, let's hope everyone's power stays good. Yeah, I can't wait to get memberships and stuff because I'm going to make it super cheap. So if y'all want me to talk to you and like see your comments way better than everyone else, you can become a member because we're 100% going to be streaming at least once every week, especially next year. If I can get a ton of these deer, it's going to be nuts. All right, we got, looks like a lot of meat to skin right here. It's like the eyebrow or something, because there's like a little pocket of fat there or something. Of course, because I'm not a pro, you know, there's going to be a little piece here and there, but it's not what I'm worried about. That liquid tan does the job, let me tell you. Okay, that side of the eye is thinned. Never mind, I can go even thinner. Here, I'm going to cut that. Boomski. Boomski. Boom sauce. That side of the eye's thinned. Now let's get this top side. This is a doe. She is a giant doe. Up here, let's just open that eyebrow up right there. Let's feel it. Does that feel thick at all? No, that feels good. Let's take this off though. You want the skin as thin as possible so you can mount it better, and also so you don't have, you know, because everything is going to match up, but if one side of the skin above the eye has more meat than the other, you're going to have to mold one side of the eye to match up because, you know, both sides might have the same amount of clay, but one side of your eye might have more meat up top, so that's why you want to get everything fully out. And because of bugs and such. Those are also an issue. Let's see. Don't have a ton of skin to tuck. Just a little. I like not having a ton. Like just having a decent amount to tuck up in there. And here we'll thin this out just a little more. What's y'all's view from here? Can I see all of your deer again? Sure, man. This is the one we have right now. Up top. There's Boone's right there. And this guy that's behind me, I didn't mount him. There's my little cousin's. His deer is looking great up top there. We got that guy, and then back behind me we have these two. This is my dad's Tennessee deer. This is my grandpa's Tennessee deer. Might do something to those mounts later on, and then this is the first deer I mounted, so. Which looks good on a camera, but in person, eh. First deer I mounted does not look the best in person. Right, that eye is finished. Let's go ahead and move to the other eye. And then we'll do the ears. Ears are fun. Ears are super fun. I'm going to show y'all how you turn an ear inside out. It's crazy. I think definitely it's lips and definitely nose, lips, eye, ears. No, nose, ears, lips, then eyes. Nose is hardest, then ears, then lips, then eyes. I feel like eyes are the easiest. Holy, I just thought I cut the sinus. That would have stunk. Stunk big time. This back part of the hide is slowly turning blue. I watched you fix his eyes. My little cousin's dear. Okay. About this part in the process, I'm like, can it get over, you know? But I gotta stay patient. Gotta keep working hard because this is where mistakes happen and this is where mistakes are irreversible. This part of the process. Let's see here. Yo, what's up? How's it going, Page Outdoors? Scarface? Yeah, the one with the scar on his eye. Scarface. So he is back with his owner now. The client was super happy. I didn't know it, but he actually watched all the lives of me mounting him. So now that I know, I'm having to really, like, because I'm still going to make a joke here, too, on these streams and just mess around with y'all. But I need to make it more professional, I'd say. Not be like, all right, food reveal, rate the food. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I guess the whole reason I did that was, you know, the kid in me has always wanted to be a famous streamer. And, you know, everyone gets excited when they see me. And that is the case, but I don't need to use that to be like everyone else. I need to be, you know, if someone is watching me mount their deer, this needs to be looking professional, you know. Especially if I want to get more people on this. So, that eye's done. So, like, this stream, I've loved this stream. Just laid back, chill. Not doing anything crazy, you know. This food is super good. Yo, this food is 10 out of 10, bro. Might as well shove it all on that plate. Don't need that plate no more. All right, let's take a break real quick. Break time. Oh, my back. I need a. Oh, dude. All right, so let's take a break for just a second. Man, that nose looks good. Thinned out that nose a lot. So, went to Bass Pro the other day. I have like 8 raccoon foothold traps, but they're all out at a piece of property. So I bought a new one from Cabela's, and I've got one in here. And what I might do when I end the stream after we've tanned this guy, and I'm waiting to go do the doe, I might go out, do some tracking in the snow, and set up 2 raccoon foot traps. And then I got some coyote traps too. Had some gift cards for Christmas, so it's finally time. Got 3 decoys. I didn't shoot a buck this season, so I want to shoot a turkey at least. And apparently turkey are super hard to mount, and I'm like, hey, that would be fun. Seeing if we could mount myself a turkey. Make that a video? Yeah, I'm going to do head cam if I do it. Evan, what's up? Welcome back. See the raccoon again. This bad boy up here. So this guy, I made him look like it's a beaver pelt, and I want to do like one of those Indian circle things with like the hide going. This was the first raccoon I ever did, and it had a bobtail. The bobtail actually slipped because it was the no-tail raccoon, if you remember that. But this guy, giant raccoon, and when I finally trapped him, I was like, hey buddy, I'm pelting you out. So I mean, giant. The tail, I'm so sad that it came off, but that's what's left of it. It fully slipped, and I just cut it off the pelt as quick as possible because it was like, I didn't want it making any of this slip. So you can see my bullet hole right there. Shot him. Let's see, where did I shoot him? What a strategy. I shot him right here. What? I bet you he was laying down, like this. I think, yeah, he was laying down in the trap like this, and I shot him like that, if I remember. But yeah, Scarface shirt, that would be cool. I need to work on some shirts. Like I said, we're going to have a huge merch update. I think I'm going to try and get a Shopify store or something. All right, so this nose is looking super duper good. That is like super thin. Super thin, super pliable. So yeah, those lips, super good. I don't know why it's that pinkish color. Might be that it's fresh. I think there's just a tiny layer of skin on there. If I had a fleshing wheel, I could get it off, but you can see these tiny little holes I was making because I was trying to get that off. So it's not really going to hinder anything if I leave that on there. Right, let's do the ears. This is the fun part, so. Nope, don't want to turn the camera around. There we go. Look at this deer, though. Let's look at him real quick. Dang, he looks so good. Oh, my gosh. Up on the wall. Oh, man. Yeah, the crazy knife. I had some dude say nice ulu in the back, and I was like, what is he talking about? Apparently, this is an ulu knife. I want to get a real one. This is like just one for your kitchen. But I want to get like a real Alaskan ulu knife straight from Alaska. Skin is super soft, super pliable though. So, right. So ears. Here we go. We're to the ears. Finally, final step. We're gonna go ahead and get some of this meat off here. Fleshing wheel is just going to be absolutely insane. And the guy who taught me, he has a fleshing wheel, so what I might do is ask him if I can start using it next year. But I don't know. come over and use the fleshing wheel while he's working, he'd 100% say yes. It's just like, why buy? I'm going there this summer, and I will get one for you. Are you serious? You're headed to Alaska? Dude, if you get me a real, I genuinely will pay you. Like, I will send you money. We need to link up. Like, I would die for that, man. It'd be awesome. Don't make it too expensive, though. Because you might not be able to make it back with it through, like, the security. I did look that up. On Safari, it was like, are Ulu knives illegal? And I was like, so, $10? What? I looked it up, and it was like, in airport security, they don't like them or something. I don't know. So you'd have to look that up if you brought one back. But they're used by the Eskimos, aka the Inuit. I think that's how you say it. Getting all this meat off the cape and onto that main part of the ear. $10 and it's yours. Big bucks, stop here. What's up? Switch sides of my razor and it's cutting like so much better. I'm gonna need new razors soon. Might as well find a new brand. I got my uncle sent with me. I'm using my OG ones right now, but he sent a giant pack of razors, so I'm probably gonna need to start using those. They look like way nicer than the ones I'm using. So I'm currently turning an ear inside out. I know it sounds crazy, but you can literally turn anything inside out, basically. Like a human ear, I could probably turn my ear inside out. How does a fleshing wheel work? That is a great question, man. I'm so glad you asked that. So it's basically a wheel, just a giant grindstone with two guards on it, to where here's the grindstone, here's the guard, just right there. So literally there's like a tiny bit of grindstone that pushes out from the guard, just barely. You take this dual thing, you stick it on it and make it dull. It's like just a metal rod, make it dull. And then you take the hide and you do this with it. And it takes off the flesh and leaves it right on the skin. So you don't get any holes and you get down to the blue skin, like the blue skin. Super awesome. Thing is, they're like $1,000, so super expensive, but super duper worth it. Of course, you still gotta do things like flesh out the face and stuff, but fleshing is gonna take way less time. This is gonna be way less. So I'm just using a razor to go up this deer ear right here. Making sure to just be careful. Some skinning. Let's see, we are at the opening of the ear right there. So now I'm going to stop on that side. Just going to keep carrying up. And the blue skin is what you want. Yeah, you want blue skin. That means it's fresh. That means it's good. Blue like this right here. I don't know why that isn't blue. It's almost blue. Super close to blue. That's about as good as you're going to get with a hand flesh at 16 years old. And I could spend so much longer on that to try and get it good. So people say the older the deer, the harder it is to turn the ear out. And that is 100% the case. That's why, oh gosh. That's why you want to get yourself some ear openers. So what I'm going to do is shove this up in the ear like this. And then open it. And we are turning the ear inside out. So it's going to turn that and this inside out. This dough is super easy. That's what it's seeming like. You want to go all the way out to the tip of the ear. As far as you can get without opening something here at the end. That's what you want to do. I'm going to pull it out just a bit. I'm going to do that over there. And come on this side. Do like this. Can I be mod, please? I only make a certain amount of people mods. I'm sorry. Now that we got it open, watch this. First time I saw this happen, I was like, what in the world? Look what you can do with this ear. You can turn it fully inside out. Isn't that crazy? And it looks like because I went to the tip there, I kind of busted it out just a little bit. That's all right. Now I can shove my finger up in there, and I'm going to push that out to the tip. So that hole is 100% okay. It's a tiny hole too, so I'm not even worried about it. And then what we're going to do is just take a razor and finish bringing this all the way to the side of the ear here. Now, some people will skin out the cartilage. I don't. Because the cartilage is natural. It's a natural ear liner, right? Now, I do use ear liners with the cartilage. But that's just because I'm getting good at this. At some point, I'm not going to use ear liners and just use the cartilage and clay. But if you pull out the cartilage and use an ear liner, you can make the ear look pink, and it's amazing. It's like so cool looking. All right, let's see here. Let's see. That's basically out to the tip. I'm not going to worry about trying to get that out there. Okay. We're going to feel inside the ear. Just make sure that's all out to the tip of the ear there. Heck yeah, dude. Oh, I can get this right here easy. Oh, heck yeah. Boom. Boom sauce. Oh, yeah, dude. Heck yeah. Perfect. Now, is this all out to the end here? Yeah, boom. So that's the ear turned inside out. Mount small game. Yeah, I got some squirrels I'm going to do, and hopefully a bobcat or two. So that's going to be super duper fun, especially to stream. So far, we've only done deer. I want to be known on YouTube as the live taxidermy dude. I don't want to get a ton of followers. I want to entertain y'all with taxidermy and save this dying art because it's amazing what you can do. It's about preserving the memories. It's about making something, using, fur, using the animal you harvested and turning it into something beautiful. And I am all up and about for that. So now we're cutting out all this. This is the ear butt basically.
that was a giant chunk of meat. That was the natural ear butt on the deer. Now we're going to have to sculpt that with clay, of course. Now I'm just getting a little bit of this meat off of here. A little bit of that will stay on there. That's okay because this is going to be in the clay. So clay is going to harden around that. I mean, it's just a tiny little bit. So perfect. It's good right there. Now that that's twisted out, we're just going to check all around it. Looking good. Looking good. Now to this here. I'm just going to repeat it. Oh, I'm going to break my back. He is good. I'm watching him work. Ooh. I want to start taxidermy soon. Dude, it's so much fun. Subscribe to the channel. I'll show you all how to do it. This doe, I was going to make a video of Scarface and stuff, but like I said, each deer is a mounting is a new learning experience for me. And I'm going to make I didn't film any of mounting Boone's deer right here, which, man, I'm super sad about it because that would have been just an amazing video to show you how to mount. But we got one more buck, and so far I've filmed every single thing I've done with him. So I'm going to make a start to finish video on how I do my mounts. And the way I do it is just simple because I'm 16. I'm not trying to do something crazy yet. So I found out a way that I can mount these guys simply and charge, only, almost just a little more than half of what usual taxidermists charge. Because, I am mounting these deer professional now, but I've only done, 2 professionally. This will be the 3rd. And this doe, I'm going to have her hanging down here, so that's going to be awesome. I'd love a doe pedestal. I think that'd be so cool. So I want to shoot maybe a piebald doe or something. We had this buck a while back that was, his name was Socks. And he literally had piebald feet. He had socks on his feet. And that was just so sick. And the guy who taught me actually harvested this deer, so I get to see him a lot. He was brute. Giant 8-point. His bases were like that thick. Inside spread was only this much. It was just giant, thick, just crazy. Are you going to get to the mount today? Yes, odd. But I'm going to do that later. So after I finish this ear and we tanned him, going to end stream, and then later today, we're going to mount this bad girl. It's freezing outside, so luckily I did the dishes today, and my dad said, hey, because you did the dishes and the sink is clean, you can wash the deer in the sink. So that's exactly what I did, and that's what I'm going to start doing because it was super clean. A lot of the people think these mounts stink and stuff. Look at the nose. It is blue. That is good. Yeah, the nose is you can really see that blue there. And then right here, there's just a couple of pieces of meat on there that are like that big. And actually they're coming off. So, and some of that I had to leave on because of whiskers and stuff. So, but yeah, that right there on the nose, that is super thin down. Really get to that. It's awesome. Never seen a doe mounted. Yeah, you don't see it a lot. But I'm going to have this girl down here to show off my work. And then hopefully I should be getting a couple capes here soon from Oak Ridge Taxidermy. And I'm going to remount this buck over here, more than likely. That mount is like 20 years old almost. And I'm going to remount that rack on a cape. I can keep that down here. That'll be pretty cool because that's my Grampy's buck. So I'm going to remount him. It's going to be my work. I wish my Grampy was still with me. He'd be super proud of this. He'd love this taxidermy stuff. Sadly, he passed about 5 years ago, so I inherited that right there. That's probably one of my favorite things from him. I also have a hat upstairs that actually started MBA Outdoors. Right? Boom sauce. Oh, my back. Oh, baby. So this doe was definitely a big doe. Doe ears might just be easier to open because she was definitely a big doe. Definitely older doe, I'd say. But these are just super easy to open. So I bet it's because, you know, they don't fight and stuff. That's why doe ears are easier to open, I'd say. The reason the buck ears are the more battle hardened they are, the harder it is to open them. Because, I mean, you got to think. These ears are tough. From all the fighting they do. I mean, that was so simple. Now I'm going to do this right here. Open it on up. What is his name? What is his, like, did you say what is his full name or just what's his name? His name was Rick, the OG. Could have sworn you said, what is his full name? And I was like, what? All right, let's see, so. I'm literally using my hands to open up this deer ear almost. Yeah, it's definitely just on bucks because I'm opening this doe's ear with my hands. Dang. Forever Rick, the goat. Yeah, he's the absolute goat. I got this mount down here. This is another thing I got. This is one of his OG mounts, and I want to shoot something like I said with white feet, socks. That'd be pretty cool, and redo that right there. And then add like my first set of sheds or something. This year we're gonna shed hunt hard. I almost had a heart attack. There's a heavy 6-point. He's not wide. He's just a heavy horned 6-point with no brows. And it's just the perfect shed set because you could just hold with no brows there, not have to cut any antler off. And he's just a 6. And we got a trail cam video of him here recently, and he runs by and shakes his head, and I about had a heart attack. But usually here in Kentucky, deer shed their antlers late February to early April. But with this snow, I don't know. They might shed them early. I got some nice deer that I want to find sheds from. Got one with a drop tine that made it through this year. He broke the drop tine off, though. Really want to see if we can hunt that guy next year. He is literally going to be a beast. He has giant drop tine and then just a ton of palmation all over his antlers. It's crazy. ears done. There's a big chunk of meat always on the ears right there. That little dip. Always make sure to get that out. And wham! That's that. Drop time would be fun to watch you mount. Yeah, it'd be awesome. Yeah, I know this because I also live in KY. Yeah, they drop super late for no reason. I don't know. But I've never found a shed before. Hoping to change that this year. All right, this guy is fully fleshed. He's getting blue. Sorry, this guy. This gal, should I say. There is the bottom lip. All that thinned out. We got whiskers and stuff in there. That's what sits there. Nose, super thinned out. Just a little layer right here and stuff. And that's where whiskers too. Whisker. And the nose. And then I got some extra here that I'm going to use to tuck. Eyes. So yeah, there's just places where the fleshing wheel would just take off, just take off all of that so simply, man. But yeah, looks good. Heck yeah, dude. All right. Now, before we put the tannin solution on, just want to do this real quick so that I don't go to stream tonight and have an absolute fail. That deer's fine. It's been salted. We're chill. Ain't nothing going to happen to it. None of the hide's slipping. It's chill right now. Oh, power almost went out again. Flickered again. Boom. Nope, flickered again. Oh, flickered again. This might be it, y'all. Power might go out on us here. I want to take the fleshing board off. Gotta take care of this fleshing board, man. I wanna have this fleshing board my whole life, so I'm trying to take care of it. Boom. Only have one screw. That's okay. If I have any other screws anywhere, or no. I believe I only just have one. Okay. The amount of holes that are in the back of this dough it's actually crazy. I'm just going to do it like this for now. We'll just run it like that for now. Dough form is in shambles, dude. We're gonna have to do some heavy work to this before we mount it. It's so small compared to a buck form. Alright, what I want to see real quick. Yeah, no slippage. Man, this new method I did on this dough, so good, dude. So good. Oh my gosh. It's amazing. Real quick, I just want to test if she fits. She should fit. She should fit perfectly, actually. Should be a perfect fit. A test fit. A test run. Oh gosh. Yeah. come back up here. Nope. Come back up, put the face in. This is gonna be hilarious when I realize that I cut it like too short or something. How much are base molds? So this one was from McKinsey. There are way better places to buy mounts off of, especially for people who are just starting out. Don't go buy off McKinsey. Okay, that should be work. That should work right there. I would just have to see if this will reach down all the way. Where is what? Okay. I think we're chill. Oh, yeah. So I'll go there. And this will go here. Might have to do a little bit of tacking and stuff to get it all in the right areas. But I'm pretty sure that she's gonna fit on this. Pretty sure. It's hard when the mount is just not even holding, like, thing is just falling apart on me. Because it's not fully in. Like, I don't have two screws in. So this, I mean, a dough you're probably gonna get into for about $90, I'd say. Boom, lips and such. Brisket goes all, oh yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be 100% fine. This is gonna easily fix. Why are you mounting a dough? Because I want to. Is that a problem? People don't mount does enough. I mean, the credit is not the antlers. Sometimes the credit is just how beautiful the animal is. Okay, let's go ahead and get this hide all unbunched. Now we gotta tan it because the warmth of my hands was just all over this hide. So, I'm getting bluish, getting bluer. Each hide, we're getting there. And the Mayas. Big buck or doe? No, this is, I'd say, obviously a doe. Okay. Need that. Need this. Toss that back over here. Next part in this process. Tanning, baby. Clean up all this here in a second once we have this thing tanning. Mounting a doe is wild. Why, man? Why is mounting a doe wild? Might need a bigger stretch thing, whatever this thing is called. I don't know. Nope, it was perfect. Oh, this is gonna stretch her. Yeah, she's gonna fit the form way better now that she's on this thing. That's gonna stretch her out. Dude, that makes her neck look so thick when it is not that thick. Shoulder or Euro? How would this be a Euro, man? I don't know how this would be a Euro, but no, this is a shoulder mount. I think a wall pedestal would be super sick of a doe. All right, so now that we got her on the stretcher like this, I'm going to take my liquid tan. I'm almost out, so. Where's my brush? Over here. I've got a certain brush I use for tanning. Both of these are pieces of crap at this point. What I do is, if they're becoming to not work like they once used to, I just take a steel wire brush and just run it through them. Just smells like tanning. Spends that kind of money for a doe on a shoulder mount. Dude, this is my own doe. This isn't someone else's. And I mean, doing it yourself, I mean, it ain't bad, dude. You're doing taxidermy yourself, mount a doe. It's the best thing to do to start off doing taxidermy. So I just ran that through there, and now that's back to normal. If it's a pretty doe, man, I would pay money to mount it. Those are actually beautiful on mounts, so. Right, liquid tan, baby. Get hammer and punch on that brush. What? So what I do, we got a couple holes that we'll have to sew on this girl. But just pour some on the brush. There, right there. I just start applying it. And sometimes what I like doing better is just pouring it on the doe itself and then applying it like that right there. Now you can leave this in like a lukewarm water, like a cup of lukewarm water to like warm it up or something. I don't know what that does or how it helps, but the way I store mine, it's basic. It stays warm, so. And I'll leave this on here for about 2 hours, and this thing is tanned for life. Liquid tan. It keeps it tan. No pickle needed. It's awesome. I love this stuff. And what I'll do off stream is, before we mount this girl, I'll come down here. I'll sew up these holes and take her upstairs, and I'll wash her one last time in some shampoo so that fur is looking awesome. Make sure you get all the way down here. I mean, that salt is already going to set the fur in place, but the second you're feeling the warmth from a human hand on this thing, you know, it's going to start slipping a little. So you want that tanning solution on here. Salt, only salt would work, but always having tanning solution is just great. I'm going to add just a little more down here at the bottom, just to make sure that's all tanned up. And of course this stuff is going to, it's just like salt. You put a little salt on this hide and it'll do a giant area. It'll set that, just a giant area. Country Boy for Life, what's up? Welcome back. Just like that tanning solution, if I put one little thing of tanning here, it's going to like do a giant circle. And it'll drip down to the bottom, but I just like to be thorough. Rather be thorough than have to pay someone for my mistake, you know. I like doing the ears with the tanning too. The guy who taught me said he puts borax up in there. I'm just like, man, why not just shove a ton of this tanning solution on it, you know? But I might put a little borax on there just because he said so. Because he knows what he's doing, let me tell you. How's your day going, my boy? It's going great. Going great. All right, we'll switch this around. We had like 300 viewers earlier. It was crazy. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and get up here. Squirt a little on there. Lather that up on the face. And also making sure to get these sides where the wire is running. Because we're doing this and this, we're not really getting the sides here. So I'm also making sure to do that. Do I remember you, Ryan? I've seen a lot of Ryans on here, so I believe so. But if not, I remember you now. I have a lot of people say that. Do you remember me? And I think that's one reason I'm a really good, and one reason y'all like to stay for these. I remember people. I remember their names. If you have some crazy name, most of the time I remember you. Or if you said something that was just like crazy out of pocket, yeah, I remember you 100%. I think I should have enough tanning oil or tanning solution, whatever you want to call it, to do one more deer, which is all I got this year. So. And I actually have a couple other deer, so I might actually have to get me some more liquid tan, which is okay, because I'm going to have to order a bobcat for him anyway, and I'll just get me some more liquid tan. Light flickered again. Oh, no. Oh. There it goes again. There it goes again. Light flickering. Boom. Lights. Camera. Action. Flicker. Wham. Boom. Oh, Lucas Lundy's IP address. Do you remember me? Do you remember me? Do you remember me? Everyone's just saying, do you remember me now? All right, with that, this girl's tanning up. I'm going to make sure I get in all these secret pockets and stuff. Once that tanning oil is in the skin, it's really hard to get it out, let me tell you. Lamb sauce all the way down here. Smells like tanning oil down here. Awesome. Cool. Why does your name start with MBA? You mean MBA Outdoors? Why don't you use a tanning bed? Bro. Dad. Come on, Dad. Alright. Now it's just going to sit here and tan. Set her like here. I'm going to take this glove off. I would love to reuse it, but sadly, probably not going to be able to. Would you like a plate of deer scraps? What do you use as a fleshing beam? I need to make one for a coyote. So I have just your normal one from Bass Pro. This bad boy back here. And it is a big old fleshing beam, let me tell you. Did it snow at your house? Yes, it did. Snowed hard. Oh, man. Go ahead and throw this in here. I'll have to take that trash out more than likely tonight, so I'm not really worried about it. Okay, now, let's go ahead and clean up everything. Oh, that was scary. And of course, right as I'm about to end stream, everyone starts watching again. We can totally scrape that brush. That one might actually be gone. That was a walnut stain brush. / why are you hiding, chat? Holy. Okay, now we'll wipe this brush off that we used to tan. It'll dry, and then we can just use the brush again. Don't end it. I gotta end it, y'all. I got some stuff to do before we go live back tonight. So my phone's at 6% anyways. It's got charged. But we will be live tonight, mounting this dough. So when did we start going live? 6. All right, it took me 3 hours to flesh that deer with chat. That was the fastest fleshing job I think I've ever done. So that was awesome. Used up 2 razors. Good amount used up. Okay, take a towel. Spoon that can go upstairs. Fleshing knife back there. Just towel in this. Put it down here. Okay. Let her do that. Take this out there. What time tonight? I will update y'all on YouTube. It'll probably be about, I don't know, 5, 6-ish. Put this on, put that tanning solution on it. I'll say 5:30, 6-ish. I'll upload on YouTube time and stuff. So yeah. I'll catch y'all then. Check us out here at MBA Outdoors tonight. Big thanks to everyone who stuck around. Yeah. We'll be mounting this girl tonight. So yeah, that's awesome. Gonna have to do some work to this form before I mount her. So, but yeah. Let that tan, and I will catch you guys tonight. So make sure to join back, subscribe, all that stuff. Catch you guys then. I'll post something on YouTube to let y'all know when we're gonna go live. So yeah. All right. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. See y'all tonight. Peace out. On to the next match.